it straight. Oh! What a finish!
That's it!
Wow!
Knockout for Tom Aspinall in his debut! Stop!
There he is from Tom
Double
Aspinall.
quick again, he goes 2-0.
Dividend.
Combination.
Today, we'll break down the career of Tom Aspinall, answer why Jon Jones is actually afraid of him, and explore what this means for Aspinall's future. Get comfortable, let's dive in. Enjoy the video.
There's no situation. It's the biggest fight that we can make. And, you know, I know the fans like to mess with Jon or whatever. Jon Jones isn't afraid of anybody. And Jon Jones will fight anybody. It's just a matter of getting the fight done now. That's our job.
I should say. So,
Thomas Paul Aspinall was born on April 11th, 1993 in Salford, England. His father Andy Aspinall and mother Catherine Chadwick. His father worked as an IT manager for many years, but eventually left that career behind and got into sports, becoming a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu coach. The Aspinall family already had fighters in their bloodline, though none at the level of Tom. It was his dad who inspired him to get into martial arts. Around the age of 6 or 7, Tom started training in sports. He began with the basics, working on boxing and wrestling. As his training became more regular, he switched to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, even having some success in it, winning the British Open in every belt class except black belt. But after his dad crossed paths with the head coach of the Calbon team, Colin Heron, Tom took an interest in MMA. At this gym, he had the chance to train with UFC fighters. He loved fighting, and seeing pros from the most successful promotion in sports history only motivated him more. Tom didn't need much time to think. He decided to dive into mixed martial arts and make a career out of it.
my mentality changed. When I injured my knee, I just completely rebuilt myself mentally and physically. That was a time when I really needed to evaluate whether I wanted to be in the sport or not. And obviously I decided, before, to be honest with you, I was like 1 foot in the sport. And I decided I'm either going to take both feet out or I'm going to dive in. And I decided to dive in completely and really change my lifestyle around being the best heavyweight walking around on planet Earth. And I think I am that now. And I just need the opportunity to prove it. And I know that I can beat Jon Jones.
When father and son agreed that it was time to test his skills, Tom made his professional debut. On December 13th, 2014, he fought at the MMA vs UK event, sharing the cage with Michal Piszczek. There's not much to break down here because Tom's opponent rushed for a takedown right from the start, and Tom responded instantly. He stuffed the takedown, took a dominant position, and landed a couple of brutal elbows that forced Michal to tap out. A TKO victory in just 15 seconds, folks. Easy money. On February 21st, 2015, the prospect from England returned to the cage. He signed with BAMMA and fought at their 18th event against Ricky King. As soon as the fighters showed respect, the Brit went on the attack. He quickly pinned King against the cage, applying pressure while looking for the right moment to score a takedown. But he missed a throw from Ricky and ended up on the bottom. However, there was no panic from Tom. He was more than comfortable in the guard. You can see for yourself. Less than a minute into the fight, King was already tapping the canvas in pain from his leg. Aspinall's signature heel hook did the job in decisive fashion. Tom's third professional fight took place on March 28th at BAMMA 19. Unfortunately, there's no footage of this performance, but we know he won by TKO in 9 seconds. The only thing Satish Jamaya managed to do was to stand in his corner listening to his name being announced. Next, Tom stepped into a local arena on June 13th to face fellow Brit Stuart Austin. Tim immediately stepped on the gas and pressured with powerful strikes. Austin was caught off guard by the relentless attack from the 22-year-old and quickly tried to take the fight to the ground. But before the first minute ended, Tom got back on his feet, and after a brief clinch against the fence, he resumed striking. After the break, both fighters went back to work. Most of the second round played out on the ground, where both warriors exchanged skill and determination.
Cause damage.
challenge or to a cool position, so what in MMA?
A nice transition there, creating the space. No, timed his defense perfect.
Nice explosion from Aspinall.
Oh, this has suddenly turned it around with a minute and a half.
Unexpectedly, Austin grabbed Aspinall's ankle and forced him to tap out. As they say, losing early on isn't the end of the world as long as you learn from it and avoid that bitter taste in the future. The desire for redemption burned inside Tom, but he didn't rush back into the cage. After discussing it with his father, he realized it was better to take his time and not rush, as rushing rarely leads to good things in a sport like this. On March 5th, 2016, the British prospect returned at Full Contact Contender 15. He faced Adrian Rusci. After taking a solid break to work on his mistakes, Tom did everything flawlessly. You could see with your own eyes that he had done the work, polished his already impressive arsenal, and gained confidence after the catharsis. He destroyed his opponent in 1 minute and 5 seconds, leaving him no chance to offer resistance. A TKO victory right at the start of the fight. Back on track.
The referee takes a close look, and it's all over.
By mid-May, the British heavyweight fought again in Bama, facing Lucas Parabike. Unfortunately, there's no footage of this event, but we know it ended in the middle of the second round, with Tom losing due to a disqualification for an illegal downward elbow. Not exactly a loss, but still disappointing. This disappointment fueled Tom even more, so he returned to the cage a month later. At FCC 16, he stepped into the cage to take out Kamila Bazelak. Kamila underestimated Tom. He likely thought the young and inexperienced guy wouldn't expect a dynamic start with quick punches, combinations, and high kicks, but he was dead wrong. Tom didn't even break a sweat. In fact, he loved it. His bread and butter was striking, finding the opening and landing a blow at the perfect time. It only took him 76 seconds to find that opening. In that time, he overwhelmed Kamila, knocked him down, and literally put him to sleep without any resistance. And this guy's under 25. Can you believe it?
And it's all over. Tom Aspinall with a huge KO here.
After this fight, Aspinall took another break until February 2019. During this time, he made a single appearance in front of fans, but not as an MMA fighter, as a representative of the boxing industry. This happened in 2017, and it ended in a knockout in less than a minute and a half. So, at the beginning of 2019, Tom made his debut at Cage Warriors 101 facing Sofiane Bokisu. The main event in Cage Warriors didn't end well for Sofiane. To be exact, it was catastrophic. The fight lasted less than a minute and a half, and Sofiane suffered the same kind of leg injury as Conor McGregor, Anderson Silva, and Chris Weidman. His low kick got checked, resulting in a devastating break. It was brutal. Sofiane's screams were so loud that the audience didn't know where to look and felt uncomfortable. For Tom, it was another victory by TKO.
Octagon jitters exist in one place, and that's in your mind. That's the only place it exists. So all these people, they're just rumours. People are just catching on to it. It's just another fight in front of people. It's just it's the same act as I've done a lot of times before, so it was no different.
Tom's love for finishes in the first rounds, even in the first seconds of the fight, didn't go unnoticed by the world's best league.
Well, he probably has an advantage. Oh, huge shot! Aspinall drops the bomb! Looking for the finish, and it's over!
They were so impressed by the British heavyweight that they signed him immediately. No Dana White Contender Series needed. Tom Aspinall made his UFC debut on July 26, 2020 at UFC on ESP14. Jake Collier can only be sympathized with, as he was brutally knocked out in just 45 seconds by a representative of the new generation. A heavy knee to the body followed by a lightning-fast 1-2 combo did all the work, leading our hero to successfully establish himself as part of the world's best league.
So you're going to get a lot of attention with a moment like that. You know you want to be, I mean, you said I want UFC gold. I mean, how fast do you see your path progressing?
And
Not very fast, to be honest. I'm just turned 27. I want to be doing this till I'm 35 at least, 37, 30, I don't know, at least another 10 years-ish. And I ain't got much experience, so I want to just fight guys around my level. I don't want to step up too quick, I don't want to be rushed, and I just want to gain my experience slowly and then get to the top when I'm ready.
After that, it was time for the French fighter Alain Boudot. The event took place on October 10th at Fight Night 179.
When we're sparring full MMA or boxing, his speed and his movement and his angles are terrific. For the heavyweight, he's just lightning fast. He's like the Muhammad Ali of this era.
Sorry folks, but when it comes to describing the following fights featuring the British prospect, we'll often repeat some details like the final result. For example, here the victory by TKO came just 95 seconds into the fight. Aspinall's opponent couldn't withstand the storm and fell under its pressure with no chance to resist.
Are you the type of fighter that no matter what happens out there, you're always going to have some criticism for yourself? Are you ever going to have a perfect fight?
Probably, yeah. I mean, there was things I did wrong in my last fight that I wasn't happy with. But it's just the fact that this time he was close with some of the spinning stuff. And if I got hit with any of them, I would not have been happy.
In the post-fight interview, Tom said he'd be happy to fight at the start of 2021, and that's exactly what happened. Matchmakers found him an opponent in the face of the legendary veteran and former champion Andrei Arlovski.
It's exciting. I've been watching Arlovski for a long time, so yeah, it's pretty much a dream fight for me. So yeah, I'm excited for it.
That's good. It's going to be 15 years difference between me and Aspinall. I'm very excited. He's tough, no doubt about, strong, young, probably hungry. So I'm ready to go.
As they say, a veteran is a veteran for a reason. His skills, experience and knowledge were enough to survive against a hungry lion and make it to the second round. But when it came to offering any real challenge or winning, he wasn't even close. A rear naked choke victory added another finish to Tom's resume and earned him another performance of the night bonus.
Do you know what, Mike? He's a veteran and hit him with a good couple of shots, and he hit me in the eye early on and I couldn't see nothing. So it took me a bit longer than usual, but it's all good.
To be honest, man, I'm scared every fight, but I was especially scared this fight. Man, this sport is tough mentally, especially in the COVID times, I feel. Like you're sitting in the hotel for a week. It's like one long fight day, man. But once we started getting in there and exchanging punches, I was all good.
Then came the fall. On September 4th, 2021, Tom fought at Fight Night 191 where he squared off with Sergey Spivak.
I'm not in a rush. I've just turned 28. I've got another 10 years and people better get used to seeing me around because I ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, I consider him as a pretty strong, tough opponent. He has certain strength, power, explosiveness, and he's completing fights early. So yeah, I consider him as a serious opponent for me.
Exactly halfway through the first round, Tom secured his 11th career over the Moldovan fighter. His 9th TKO victory, folks. Who can stop this beast?
I just want to fight guys that are, around my ranking. I believe in earning your title shot. I don't believe in the hype train pushing you to a title shot. I believe in earning it. So I want to fight the guy above me. It wasn't what I expected, to be honest. I expected a long fight because this guy is so durable. And I started off pretty slow because I'm aware that a lot of his game is by taking a lot of shots and then coming back later in the fight. So that's why I started off so slow. Usually I'm diving all over the place, feints, footwork, movement. This time I wanted to save my energy a little bit because I see comments, man. I can't help but read them comments sometimes and people say, oh, he's going to get taken down, he's going to tire out. Mate, I'm not tiring out, I'm not getting taken down. Like, it went well.
Interest in Aspinall kept rising. It's hard to ignore a heavyweight who refuses to leave anything to the judges, storming into the cage like a hurricane and finishing his opponents the same violent way every time. His next test, the dangerous and experienced Russian fighter Alexander Volkov. The UFC gave them the main event on a local card in London.
But I feel in such a good place mentally as well. Like, I'm just here enjoying it, man. This is what my focus is on. Is just enjoying it. I'm not even thinking about the result, to be honest. I'm not even thinking about how I'm going to finish the fight or if it's going to go the distance. I couldn't give a shit. I'm just going to go in there and have the time of my life, man. This is my dream, and I'm going to enjoy it.
Now we see he can talk the talk. We will see who will be able to walk the walk. So from my side, I really think that experience, and I showed a lot of fights and the performances in the UFC. He didn't have many fights that last for long enough. So we will see how he will be fighting against one of the best, and we will see what, let's say, his bright sides and my bright side. But my brightest side is just be me and fight him my way.
Unfortunately for Drago, his tactic of being himself didn't work against such a fired up and explosive prospect. Tom Aspinall set a pace that even the seasoned veteran at his peak couldn't handle. He didn't knock him out, but he did secure a straight armbar, and that early win tasted just as sweet.
No, yeah, it couldn't have gone any better. That was the ideal performance. I truly thought I was going to go 5 rounds, to get a guy like Volkov, who has been finished twice in 45 fights, out there in the first round. Just shows credit to my finishing ability. My finishing ability is highest of the high level. That's one of my favourite submissions. Like, if I trap you in half guard, like me and my dad have drilled that for years and years. If I get you in half guard, it's my favourite spot, so you ain't moving.
Aspinall's next fight nearly became his last. On July 23rd, 2022, he was set to face Curtis Blades, a true top contender who could have paved the way for a title shot. Once again, the UFC honoured the Brit by giving him the main event spot for the London card. But everything went wrong from the very start. Just 15 seconds into the fight, Tom blew out his knee, forcing him out of the MMA scene for an entire year. It was a brutal chapter in his career, but Aspinall found the strength, courage and resilience to build himself for a comeback. That return finally happened in July 2023. His next opponent, the seasoned Polish heavyweight Marcin Tybura.
I think he's still got that skinny fat thing going though. I think he might be hiding a little belly under there. No, he looks in good shape. He looks in good shape, to be honest with you. I think it's a big fight for him. It's a big fight for me as well, obviously. And we've both trained hard for it by the looks of things. And you can tell with his physique.
The key is for sure to drag him in the deep waters. I don't know about the going to the further rounds. It's something unknown for sure. How Tom will be look like in third, 4 or 5 round. But I'm not sticking to the plan that he will get tired and I will finish him. I just wanna go hard right from the beginning, because if I wanna make him tired, I have to get tired too, and I don't wanna just stay there and wait for him to get tired.
Everything new is well forgotten old. After a year without Tom on the big radars, the fans had almost forgotten what it was like when he stepped into the cage. But no worries, a TKO victory in 73 seconds quickly reminded them of that magic feeling in the octagon and true excitement.
Yeah, I think everything was just as planned. It couldn't, well, no, to be honest, I thought it was going to be a 5-rounder, but I think it's just a credit to, I'm really, really well trained. I've trained with so many good people over the years, obviously. I trained at Team Carbon since I was like 14 years old. Massive thanks to them guys who have helping me. And I've trained with Peter Fury for years as well. Amazing boxing coach who's helped me out loads. Obviously, I've been with my dad. And so, mate, these are guys who don't need recognition. Do you know what I mean? These are not people who are like trying to be famous and trying to get public recognition. These guys know how good they are. And I just want to say a massive thanks to all the guys who've helped me in the training camp. Everyone who's helped me over the years. It's too many, mate. I'll sitting here and thanking people all night, because I've been involved with martial arts since I was 8 years old and I'm 30 now. So just massive shout out to everybody who's helped me over the years. It's not gone unnoticed. And I think it's shown. Like, I'm so well trained, and I think now I'm really maturing as a person, as an adult, as an athlete, and I think I'm going to be UFC champion of the world, UFC heavyweight champion of the world for sure.
Aspinall's next fight in the World's Best League came unexpectedly, but it was exactly what showed what kind of fighter he really is. The UFC offered him a super risky fight on short notice against the terrifying knockout artist Sergey Pavlovich at UFC 295. On the line was the interim heavyweight title.
Yeah, mate, I'm just focused on going in there and enjoying it. Like, this is my absolute dream, fighting in Madison Square Garden, heavyweight title, Pavlovich, like everything is coming together, and I'm just going to go out there and do my thing and enjoy it.
You know, we're going to have to wait and see, because I don't think it's going to be just the battle of two titans, you know, one power after another power. I think it's going to be also a chess match, you know. We're going to have to try and figure out, you know, how this fight is going to go, so we'll have to wait and see on Saturday.
Who would have thought that the so-called White Ngannou would become just another highlight reel for this guy? It took Tom just 69 seconds to knock the Russian out cold and claim the interim world title. That's who Tom Aspinall is. He chokes out the well-rounded guys and puts the strikers to sleep. One hell of a talent for the UFC.
It's been an absolutely crazy 2.5 weeks. I've been saying, I can tell people now, I basically didn't have any training camp at all. I wasn't really in the best shape. I got the call like 3-4 days after. I pulled my back really bad. I couldn't barely even move or do anything. And yeah, it's been some, and I didn't have a visa as well. It's been some 3 weeks, let me tell you. It's been absolutely insane.
Aspinall's last performance to date was on July 27th, 2024. Due to circumstances, Jon Jones, the undisputed champion, was absent for a while, and upon his return, he was set to fight Stipe Miocic. Given that, the World's Best League had no better idea than to match Tom with Curtis Blades again, giving the Brit a chance to defend his interim title.
I know he's going to do his best to knock me out. I'm doing my best to knock him out. But there's no animosity behind it. Just, that's his job, that's my job.
Kind of like that, Curtis, but the difference is Aspinall got the job done. You didn't. As usual, the trend of early brutal finishes continues. That 1-minute knockout gave Tom his 15th career win, and more importantly, a clear path to the undisputed title.
Hello, John. I have nothing against you personally, but I just think I'm better than you. I just know that I can beat you in a fight, so I'm coming for it.
That Hello John has already gone viral. We wouldn't be surprised if Bones is constantly running into that clip all over his socials. So here's the bottom line. Right now, everything comes down to the UFC's negotiating power, because John isn't going anywhere, and if he's sticking around, he'll have to face the only real contender left, Tom Aspinall. That's our take.
And you were talking about Tom and John. Tom released that video blog a few days ago on the train where he was saying like John's side is holding up the fight. What is he referring to there?
Well, listen, Jon Jones definitely wants to fight. Just when and where is what we're working on now.
Do you feel confidence? I think you said John.
I'm very confident
summer on first
that fight happens. Yeah.
Summer?
Yeah.
Awesome.
What's your personal opinion on today's hero? Be sure to leave it in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the new videos. And of course, hit the like button if you enjoyed this one. See you soon.
Like, I've got a question.
Okay.
Have you ever been fingered by an MMA fighter before?
Fingered?
Yeah, fingered.
No.
What would it take to
To finger me?
Yeah.
Like, are we talking about the same thing?
I think so.